ashram in Texas and did a 3-week fast. And while I was there, I was thinking a lot about the place here and what I might do, and I came up with the idea of well, the schoolhouse is about 120 years old, so it outdates even me. But the A-frame was built by WorkAwayers, helpers, interns, about 3 years ago. All of my adult life I've been a traveler off and on, but I thought, well, wouldn't it be interesting to have travelers coming through here? It's not just from the U.S., so that gives me a real international group of people coming through, and I really find that interesting.
Okay, we're starting. So, how did you find out about this place, Tom's place?
Well, I went on the WorkAway website. I found Tom's, how do you call it, profile, and he just seemed like a nice person. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy, really cultured and stuff. I read that. I think I read that he also did a lot of, he had traveled around the world. I think, well, what interested me most was having like an experience with nature, because I live in a small village, but I don't have forests and stuff. Really, I don't have a lot of diversity and so I wanted to do, how do we call it, some weeding, or some gardening, some, I don't know, like take some mushrooms, yeah, some kind of things like that.
I love how the dog's laying on its side and just We were looking for something near Asheville area, but didn't really have anything in particular, and it just kind of seemed to fit with what we were looking for.
True.
Yeah.
I read about his medicinal plants that I don't know that much about, and I've learned how to like identify things and find edible mushrooms, which has been really cool. I've also learned a lot about building since I got here, more than I already knew, which is awesome.
Yeah, I definitely was really excited about the medicinal plants in the area. I'm like super into medicine making and things like that, but I've been mostly only doing that in Colorado, so it's just really nice to see a whole separate ecosystem really, and learn all the plants over here. Jersey.
I'm from Philly. Asheville, and then Memphis, and then
Austin,
and
then Slab City,
and then Big Sur,
yeah, the coast,
Monterey Bay,
and then San
Francisco,
and then to Ashland, Oregon,
yeah,
and then we'll settle for at least a little bit in like now we're South Portland, Oregon.
What has been your favorite part about Tom's place?
Tom.
Easily, hands down, Tom is the best.
I wish we could just take him with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started WorkAway, or Wolf and WorkAway 8 years ago, and came up with the idea of using this as a retreat and workshop center. And so that's what I've been working on since then, trying to get enough infrastructure in to where I can provide space for maybe 8 or 10 people at a time to come for long weekends, or maybe even a week or two for various workshops. It could be most anything of interest. It could be meditation, it could be fasting, it could be a writer's workshop, artist workshop. Wide open to ideas as far as what might happen here. I've had musicians, of course, and writers and artists, and it just enriches my life. And in exchange, I hope to be able to give people a taste of living in North Carolina mountains. And there have always been waves of people interested in going back to the land, and I feel like we have another wave of people in this 20-something generation that's interested. And so this gives them a chance to get a taste of it and see if it's really interesting to them. So just, the garden is pretty much just what every garden has. Beans and tomatoes and squash and corn. And the idea of being able to be self-sufficient if I had to be is appealing to me. Hopefully that'll never be the case to where hopefully the things won't go to hell to where we need to think in those terms, but it's always in the back of my mind. So while I'm not self-sufficient, I think if I had to be, I could be. And that's kind of a comforting feeling.